Hello everybody, and welcome back to Khemia. We're here doing our meditation stuff in the white hot room, ascending to a higher plane, It's very good. It's very good. I open my eyes, and I'm surprised to see I'm already there. Maybe I'll try without meditation next time. I wait a moment, listening, then I call out with my mind. Aya? Not here yet. I remember the leaves and feel some anxiety, hoping it doesn't find me in this gap in time that I'm alone. But that's when I feel the pull from above. I focus on it, and its pull strengthens, and I almost feel like a magnet rising without having to do anything. Scipio? Not Scipio. Scipio? Are you alright? Not wanting to miss the opportunity that I feel, I interrupt her. I can feel the pulling, I can feel it pulling me up already, Aya. Let's go. As I stop resisting, even as Aya begins to say something about taking things just a little slower. I don't seem to have that control, though, and I feel as if I'm being stretched as I fly upwards at what feels to be faster than light speed. And it halts, hard. Very hard. Not painful, but a jolt that interrupts the sensation of light. I wait in the darkness. I've lost Aya, but I'm not too worried, sensing a similar pull from above, where my body is, but I ignore that for now. Though I can't see anything, I sense what can only be the parents. Movement around me feels like vast, monolithic hills and waves, and with a great deal of fear, but also excitement, I open my mind, waiting to feel. The strange part is, I don't feel anything. I feel... sapient to number. Number, that's a very big number. Yes, indeed. Analyzing the infinite thread that spreads in all directions of all possibilities. Sapient number's timeline is at risk of accelerated corruption. Former risk, 42%. Well, we can round up to 43. Current risk, 73. Let's go. That's more than double. That's exciting. Wait, is it more than double? It's not more than double. For some reason, I immediately was like, it's 34. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. We're almost there, though. With a little... In a week, we can get it to double, I think. We just have to try a bit harder. Nullify sapient? They're gonna kill us. They're gonna kill us. Negative. Risk of complete galactic corruption, 100%. Continue observation. Next sapient of interest. Sapient number whatever. Human. Earth. Possibility of success. Unification shifted from 22% to 12%. Let's go! Marco's doing great. Chance of full unification before arrival. That's a bit of a low number, friend. Recategorizing timeline. Pathway delta whatever. Beta deprioritized. What am I doing? To delta whatever zeta. Observation level minimal. Schedule reanalysis. Cycle span. I'm not reading these numbers, guys. It's not going to happen. I fall through the void again, back down toward where my body is pulling me. I'm not sure what's happened over the course of the last few seconds, minutes, could it be hours? But I know it can't be. Aww. Okay. As I settle into the feeling of my body again, the last to come is the pain. Blinding, aching lances of fire through the left hemisphere of my brain, from brow to the base of my neck. I look up through watery eyes and see that Aya is still gone. So I curl up, rubbing desperately at the spot just above my left eye. It twitches out of my control, and I worry those spasms are somehow happening in my brain as well. What What in the fuck? Nothing ever works out like you think, does it? The pain dulls, and I manage to sit back up, waiting for Aya to come back. If Aya meant for me to see what I did, I don't understand why. I couldn't understand most of it, but it didn't sound friendly in the least bit. I consider the possibility that I went off course. I did leave Aya behind when she was supposed to be my guide, after all. For some reason, I feel like I'm back in primary school, worried that my instructor is going to be angry or disappointed in me. Aya's eyes blink open and I straighten my posture, looking at her with an almost embarrassed smile. Skip? I lost you. Are you alright? Yes. I'm sorry for moving ahead. The pull was so strong, I kind of just let it, I suppose. That's fine, Scipio. As long as you're alright. What happened? What do I say? And if I tell her, how much do I say? Trust and own our agency. That's what that says, not agenda. Agency. I realize now how contradictory those two concepts are. Does that mean I can choose not to say anything in case I saw things I should not have? Either because of the Galaxia's rules or because she'll think I'm insane. Yeah, that's a low percentage. I feel less worried when that percentage stirs back up to the surface of my mind, and I'm not sure why. Or maybe it's because I hope it's not for the reason I think. What exactly are you supposed to sense when... Scipio, your eye. Is your lingua alright? I raise a paw and touch the spot where... excuse me. Above my left eye, annoyed that it's still spasming every couple of seconds. Something happened, but I'm not sure if it was the parents. And so I tell her as much as I remember. From being pulled up so fast, I left almost dizzy, even in my mind, followed by the confusing cold math that made little sense to me. When I finish with me falling back down to my body, Aya stares at me with a look of shock. I rub my face hard, feeling the spasm subsiding despite still twitching a couple of times every minute. Please, if I did something wrong or I'm in trouble, just tell me. Sorry, Skip. It's just that I don't think you just, sensed the parents. You might have seen through their eyes. Oh? Can you remember the numbers, or what was being said? I tell her what I can, but it makes even less sense now. Sapient 2 trillion, something. Percentage lowered, probability and pathways. I wonder if Aya is going to be worried, or tell me that I actually am mentally ill. But she surprises me with excitement. I knew you were special, Scipio. There has been a handful of sockets that have been able to see the way you do. And they saw and heard the same numbers. Also, I felt like I was moving through time in the strangest way. How so? I wish Aya could have seen what I did. Maybe then she'd be less excited and more worried. Like, you know how we move forward and can look back? Aya nods enthusiastically, like she already knows that what I'm about to say. It felt like moving. It's hard to explain. Sideways? Like I was moving in a different way through time. Time was almost a structure that I could see in its entirety. I only got a glimpse, though. That's the parent, Scipio. They see time all at once. At least that's what these sockets have said. I think of something that gives me some hope. Did the other sockets leave records of some kind that I can look at? They must have a great deal about the parents that most of us do not. They actually did, but if so, it's definitely sealed away in some hidden vault. You had an extremely privileged view into the parents' inner workings. I try to smile back, to absorb her enthusiasm, but I'm only left with a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach. It's like I never learn. that each time I try to find answers, I'm only left with far more questions. What was it like? I've heard their math and calculations described as elegant and even beautiful. I laugh, rubbing the back of my head, disguising the way I rub at the ache. I'm not very good at math, unfortunately. I can only describe it as confusing, and honestly a little bit frightening. That's understandable. Is that how it is? How it will be every time I try to sense the parents? Not necessarily. I think you went as far as you could and became one with them. But I'm sure with less intensity, you can keep it to only general feelings and motives. What have you been sensing lately? It's been harder as of late. These days I usually don't sense anything, but when I do, it's fairly restrained. Or even apathetic. While I won't make any decisions for you, I usually suggest you tell your Emperor. You would be a great asset to Adastra, and all of your successors. Maybe. But skip. Just make sure not to tell the wrong people. And whatever you do, make sure that Ramses doesn't find out. I have no plan on telling him, but I have to ask. Okay, why is that? The way he's been acting the past few days is really unusual. Even for someone like him, he's been asking me to predict the future and spy on other siblings. Tell him enough to keep him happy, but I worry thinking what he might do if he knows how much you can see. He'd kill us. Oh hey, it's you. Like, I'm glad they don't shove Amicus in every scene, but it is like, alright, you're like the poster child for this franchise. Just like yesterday, I find myself standing before my Emperor and Veterus with little to report. Luckily, they don't expect me to have much, if anything. Veterus is still complaining about my being denied access to the meeting. It's outrageous! What the hell does he even think we're doing here? Does he believe we just threw a student into the envoy at random without proper? Enough, Veterus. Everything has been said already. Besides, Scipio missed nothing. I frown. Really? That meeting was hours long, was it not? Hours and hours of nothing. It's a talent the Jackal can go on like that. Yes, the Vizier is simply running us in circles, which I've accepted. All we can do is wait for his father to arrive. When's that? Next few days, though I swear it was in a few days 2 days ago, was it not? I'd love to see him try to keep us here a day longer than our public appearance tomorrow. Speaking of, what will be required of me during your speech tomorrow, Emperor Amicus? Not much. Just stand there and look civilized, which is what they won't expect. Apologies, but your directive to give you privacy has been overridden by Vizier Ramses. Scipio. Vizier Ramses requests your presence in private in the courtyard. What? I feel like my stomach drops to the floor, and Amicus and Veterus look just as surprised. Can I not accompany him as his emperor? And I his teacher? I am sorry, but he specifically requested a private meeting. He says no more than 10 to 15 minutes. Outside, though? Don't worry, Scipio. He might be strange, but as long as you don't take any of his baiting, it should be fine. And say as little as possible. He likes to take any spare word and twist it. We'll be waiting right inside the palace, and you can report on what he says when you get back. All right. I make my way to the door, as scared and angry that I'm being made to feel worthless and toyed with at the same time. It's like I can't trust anyone. I look around the courtyard, hoping that for whatever reason, Neferu is out here too. I haven't seen him all day, and I assume he's been with his brother. Hello? My voice sounds small, lonely, desolate. Just outside the gates, Scipio. I stare into the night, truly wondering if I'm about to die, or be taken prisoner for whatever reason. I can't imagine I'm worth much, but this is far too strange. Slowly, I follow the path into the open desert. I stand there, waiting, eyes darting in every direction. A shift of gravel and sand, followed by movement to my right. I bow, deciding not to speak first. His eyes are piercing, and they look me up and down. Then he seems to relax a bit, though I stay tense. Beautiful evening, isn't it? Very much so. I keep my eyes lowered, doing everything I can not to offend him. All I know is that I've somehow found myself caught in one of his games that I've heard so much about. I just have no idea why. Are you ready to see the city tomorrow? It will be nice to get out of the palace, huh? I am, yes, though the palace itself is very beautiful, and I have no qualms with staying longer. Thank you for accommodating me, Vizier. Ramsay snorts in a way that would be considered rude, but I don't react. Why do you think I've chosen to speak with you out here, young wolf? I wonder if he knows my name, but I already know the answer to that. I'm not sure, Vizier. Do you wish to tell me? Do I? It's hard to say, since I can be so difficult, correct? I keep my face expressionless, and I revert to silence again. I like to keep things private, Wolf. And so do all of you, it seems. Well, initially, the situation felt strange. Now I know that it's outright hostile, but still, I don't know why. We've all said offensive things about Ramses in places that had now clearly been bugged. You think me to be a fool, Wolf? Again, I'm silent. I can barely hear him over my breathing and pounding heart. I no longer suspect him to be a mad ruler. He is mad. What are you and Aya doing? So that's it. If I'd been smarter, I'd realize that would have been the most interesting thing about me to him. Aya? We have become quick friends. She has taught me quite a bit about palm reading. Ramsay stares at me for a long, long time. I'm almost certain the contact room can't have recording devices in it. If there are, then Ramses put them there, and that means we have far more to worry about than what he thinks I'm doing. What I can't figure out is why he's revealing this to me. I stand there like a sculpture, a statue cast in bronze, my emotions non-existent, just like I trained them to be. You wolves. Did they only bring you along because you're too thick to realize you're being made fun of? Or because you're one of the weak ones, too fragile to fight back? I subconsciously size the jackal up, and have the distinct feeling that without his security drones, I'd be able to break his snoot sideways. We're gonna punch him. We're gonna do it. But I stand there, getting some pleasure out of seeing him work himself up over my lack of reaction. You know, I could have you imprisoned for espionage. Espionage, that is what that says, okay. Aya and her friend are sacred and secret, and it would be a disaster if it fell into the paws of your barbaric emperor. He can't do that, and if he did, it would be a grave mistake. I have diplomatic immunity, and everyone knows it. Being imprisoned for something a member of the royal family willingly shared with me would have no grounds, and even if Khemia had changed, I know it would not be a popular decision. His father would reverse it the second he arrived anyway. What strikes me most about the sad sentence, however, is the way he referred to Aya. It sends a chill down my spine in a way nothing he said about me has. Someone is spying on me, Wolf, before you even got here. Who else could do such a thing? From such long distances. He's mad. He's mad and I'm here alone with him. And you are able to see through the eyes of the parents. A wolf, that is. He laughs, not helping the image of a pharaoh who has lost his mind. I wonder if he's revealed this side of him to anyone else. I hope so, otherwise I doubt they'll believe me. Go back to your lover, Wolf. Keep playing your games with Aya. But be warned, the second you become a threat to me, Aya, or Khemia, I won't hesitate. And tell them whatever you want. My point has been made. I bow, turn, and leave. Well, that's kind of exciting. What a mad lad. Love to see it. But alright, everyone. I will be ending the part here. So I do hope you all have enjoyed. And I'll see you guys around.